Gail and welcome back to lowcarbrecipeIdeas.com, and welcome to all the new viewers also. Today I thought we would do something a little different, and we're going to make a low-carb enchilada sauce, and then we're going to make the low-carb enchiladas. So the video might be a little bit longer. I'm going to try and make it as short as possible, but let's get started and I'll show you how to make it. This recipe is very simple. We don't have to saute anything. We're just getting a can of crushed tomatoes or diced tomatoes. Crushed would be better, but I only had diced at home. So this is the one that I used. And if you use the crushed, then you don't have to puree it or anything. But I'm using the diced because that's what I have. Now, all we're going to do is we're going to add in a teaspoon of chili powder and a teaspoon of cumin, a teaspoon of dried oregano, a teaspoon of garlic powder, lots of spices. Now I'm going to put a teaspoon of powdered erythritol in there. You don't have to powder it because we're going to be boiling this down, but I always powder mine, so I say powdered. And then we're going to add in a teaspoon of onion powder and half a teaspoon of paprika. I use smoked paprika. You can use sweet, smoked, or your choice. And then I have both in here. I have half a teaspoon of cloves and half a teaspoon of cinnamon. We're going to put that in there. And we're going to stir it up, mix it together, get the burner on, put it on single, there we go. And we're going to cook this up and let it simmer for quite a while so that it gets nice and thick. Then because I use the dice, you're going to have to puree, but you could use the crushed. Now, since I've got it well stirred, I'm just going to put my little screen on top because I hate tomatoes splatting all over the place. Until it gets boiling, then I can turn it down. If it keeps splatting, I'll continue using the screen. We're going to use chicken in this recipe, and I'm using my chicken tenders. I have frozen ones that I buy at Costco. So what I'm doing is I'm putting 2 tablespoons of butter in my skillet, and then I am going to add in my chicken tenders. And I'm probably going to put extra ones in because I love these chicken tenders when they're cooked in butter. See, they're frozen. Actually, I can show you they're Kirkland brand. They're a Kirkland brand, and they're chicken tenders. Let's see if you can see here. They're lovely, just lovely. They're one of my favorite ones to buy. They're frozen. I never have to worry about them getting freezer burn because we go through chicken a lot in this house, and you don't need to have this much chicken for what we're making. I'm just throwing extra in here. You can use chicken thighs and shred them. There's many choices that you can do. Then I'm going to sprinkle. If you don't have herbamare, you can use salt and pepper. Here's my herbamare. It's one of my favorite spices. So just sprinkle over the tops, and then I'll sprinkle them again when I flip them over. So I'm just letting the tomato mixture simmer until it's cooked down and it's nice and thick. Now, I love cooking my chicken in butter. It's such an amazing flavor when it's finished. Now, if I wasn't going to be trying to shred these ones, I would let them get all golden brown. But I'm just going to cook them through here. But the butter gives it such great flavor. So I've got them turned over. I'm just going to add a little bit of more herbamare on top. Just sprinkle it on, or salt and pepper. So I've got my chicken all cooked, and I'm going to take it off the burner and we're going to shred them. So I've got a nice large zucchini here. I'm just going to cut off the end. And we're going to slice these. If you don't have a slicer, then you can use like a potato peeler, which I do not enjoy using at all. But I had picked this thing up at the fair probably 30 years ago, and I still have it. And it's awesome, amazing. I still even have the box. It's pretty crazy. And I haven't even looked up. You probably can still buy the darn thing too. I don't know. Anyway, so I've got it here, and we're going to have to be very careful when we're using it. It's got a little hat here. And just remember, it's safety, just total safety doing this. Take and cut your zucchini down the center. I didn't do a good job there. But we want it so that we have the flat part, so that we can shave it with and make some nice slices. So I'm going to scoop my hand. Don't try this yourselves. There we go. We're getting a nice thin strip. I'll be using the hat pretty soon, but right now I'm just going to use hopefully you can see this. It would have been nice if it was all the same width all the way across, but it's not. So I'm going to continue making my slices to make our enchiladas. I got quite a few of them. They're perfect, they're nice, and I used the thin slice, and that'll be what we're going to use for them. So I've got my enchilada sauce all thickened, you can see here, and I just want to take the chunks out of it. You can put it in a food processor. I'm going to use my immersion gadget here and see if I can get it all smoothed out. There we go. Looks wonderful. I wore my apron using it this time because sometimes I can make a little bit of a mess, so that looks just lovely. So that's our homemade enchilada sauce. So now we're going to start getting stuff put together. So now that I've got my chicken all shredded, I'm going to put it back into the skillet where I cooked them with the butter. And I didn't wipe out the skillet, I just left it the same with the butter because it just adds flavor as far as I'm concerned. Then we're going to add in 2/3 cup of enchilada sauce. We're going to stir this up and get it all mixed together. So I took 3 slices of my zucchini noodles and I overlapped them to make one of the enchiladas. So I have a total of 6. I have a little bit left over here, and we'll see what happens if I'll just put one together anyway. We'll see. So I cooked the chicken and the enchilada sauce for about 10 minutes just so it would go through the chicken. And now I'm putting about 2 tablespoons of chicken on each of the noodles here. So we'll get that done, and then we're going to roll them up. So you definitely have to have your zucchini noodles overlapped to make it stay together. Okay, very easy to roll. And I'll continue rolling them up till I get them all ready to go. So I'm going to take 1/3 of a cup here. Just over 1/3 of a cup I'm using. on top of the enchilada sauce. And now we're going to put in a half a cup of mozzarella cheese. And I'll get out the rest of my cheese here. And then I've got a mixture, it's a blend, but you can do anything you want. It's shredded Monterey Jack cheddar and mozzarella also. And I always keep it frozen in the freezer. So there's a frozen chunk there. So this one's finely shredded, and I bought it that way. So you have basically a cup of cheese on there. If you want more, you add more. It's up to you. So I'm going to put it in the oven at 350 for approximately 30 minutes. And then we will give it a try. So here are my low carb enchiladas, and 2 recipes in one. I did the sauce and then made the enchiladas with zucchini noodles, which are very good. So hopefully I tried to bite already. It was very tasty, and it was kind of warm, so hopefully it's cooled down a little bit for me. Really nice flavor. It's not super spicy. There's a little bit of a kick to it, but not a lot. So if you want more of a kick, just add more to it, because Mexican is mild and it is hot and it's medium. So you just have to choose what you'd like to do. Very good. Nice change. So if you'd like to go to Low Carb Recipe Ideas and check out this recipe, try some of my others. You take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye now.